Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Brad Johnson here. And what we're going to be talking about in this video is we're going to be playing with energies. More specifically, we're going to be playing with the energies of decision. So basically what this represents is we're going to be fine-tuning our palm chakras. Our palm chakras are going to be the differentiator pertaining to certain energies that we're looking at in life to bring more specific details, more specific feeling in regards to paths that we're contemplating. So, for example, let's just say that there's a new career opportunity. Let's just say that something has come into my reality, it has attained a state of providence, and now it's looking to bring itself together. It's a feeling that I can walk this path. So let's say that that career is to be a yoga teacher. Okay, so there's the idea of a yoga teacher. This is something I've always wanted to be, you say. I've always wanted to move into that particular path. Now I'm getting this opportunity to start with this small company, and I'm getting the opportunity to teach particular classes. This is a really great start, I feel. But I want to get more assistance from my subconscious. I want to get more assistance from the universe. I want to ask more particular questions and saying that, should this be a path that I choose? Should this be a path that I want to embark upon? What particular learning do I feel I'm at right now? Should I embark upon this opportunity? So, basically, you're seeing the positive and you're seeing the negative. Right? So, this is an energy. This is a path that we're playing with pertaining to opportunity, pertaining to career. So, what we're going to do is we're going to ask for clarity through the form of energy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my palm chakras. Your dominant hand would represent the idea of a positive affirmation or positive information that may literally come through when you're looking at this particular subject. Your less dominant hand would be the negative approach, the particular forms of caution, or the particular forms to where there may be a weak sign, or other particular information that you may receive relating to challenges that you're going through. All right? So first we're going to warm up our palm chakras. We're just going to start rubbing them together, just for about 10 seconds. Okay, so we feel them red hot. Then we're just going to take our fingers here, and we're just going to start tapping the center of the palms for about 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, the other one, we're just stimulating the flow of our palm chakras so that we can sense the energies. Okay, you rub them again. Now we're just letting the flow of the palm chakras open up. And again, as my right hand is the dominant hand and my left hand is the non-dominant, so positive, negative. All right? So, what am I sensing pertaining to the positive approach? Just kind of go into a centered state. Okay, and now I'm starting to get some insight pertaining to the positive of this subject. Meeting people. Okay. This is an opportunity on a positive level relating to the pursuance of the subject of yoga teacher. What else am I sensing? The ability to share. So, sharing information. Okay? What else am I getting? That could be a positive idea here. So, messing with the pen here. A fun environment. And another thing is coming in as well, which represents finances. So I'll have some good financial abundance. Okay, So there's my pros to that particular path, representing my palm chakra as I'm playing with this energy. Now, I'm going to warm up the less dominant hand. Give it a good rub here. And now I'm going to look at other particular challenges. The challenge part pertaining to having this job as a yoga teacher. Okay, the first thing that comes into my mind is confinement. I'm obligated to stay under contract specifically with this organization. To me, that feels a little bit more of a challenge. I'm not able to really spread my wings. Okay? Dogma. The owner is very, very adamant in that I really follow certain protocols and that I do things a certain way. I really can't bring too much of my own invention into it. Okay? What else am I saying? Okay, I'm sensing again the feeling of belief. So again, that kind of links with dogma. And limitation. So you could say that these two pretty much intersect. They're just representing dual complements of each other. But that's the whole idea of how it works. That's how it operates. Is you may get feelings that kind of link together with each other. So this is basically just the idea of something that you're using, that you can use energy to determine a particular subject. Now, it doesn't always have to relate to career. It can relate to ideas, it can relate to people, it can relate to events, it can relate to persons, places and things. So again, this is the whole idea. You're just playing with the positive and the negative approach, and you're utilizing your palm chakras as the differentiators to that. So let's erase this. So that's just basically the idea, is being able to play with the energies. And you're basically using your body as a vessel to determine what you feel represents the greatest form, the positive benefits, the benefactors of this situation, and you're using your less dominant hand as the challenges of where you feel that there's limitation involved. So again, that's just one particular example pertaining to belief, pertaining to dogma, that if I really kept myself in a yoga center and I had to do certain protocols, and there were certain beliefs and conditionings that I had to follow, the basis of a contract, the feeling that everything is limited, what would I suggest moving into that level? And you're basically just meditating on that practice and feeling, do the pros strengthen myself together more than the cons? Or do I feel that the cons are representing more of a stronger feeling here? Should I go with this? So again, all you're doing is you're playing with the opportunity. And this is how everything really works pertaining to anything. You're just writing something down on a board or on a piece of paper in your notebook, and you're just getting sensations. This is where you may literally have a really brilliant idea for a whole new book. I'm getting a whole new book about the 7 ways to manifest everything in my life. How do I feel about that? I don't think it should be 7. I'm pretty sure that I can bring everything together into 5. Alright, so I'm just basically scanning that particular energy of the subject matter. So this is just playing with the energies of everything that represents manifestation. You're playing with opportunities. You're evaluating what you feel represents the strongest point to the subject or the greatest challenges. And if you feel that you're able to reflect on the challenges that you're going through, you may decide that no, I don't really feel that this is an opportunity for me. I'm going to let it pass. I'm going to move on and give it to somebody else and let somebody else have that. If you feel that you can look at a subject and just determine their positive energy or their negative energy, and you feel that this really just fits you and you understand the challenge, then you can go for it. So what this is doing is that the subconscious, the universe, is giving you a lot more grander insight. It's giving you more information pertaining to a path that you're looking to seek. So again, all you're doing with the palm chakras is you're feeling the energy. Sometimes you may feel a tingling sensation. Sometimes you may get a vision in your head. Sometimes you may see colors. Sometimes you may see words. Sometimes you may hear something. But all you're doing is you're using these as the vessel, the positive, the pro, the challenge, the con. Okay, whatever you want to call it in that way is fine. But you're differentiating pertaining to a path where you're able to attain more insight. I can look at the collective consciousness pertaining to an idea and just start to evaluate it itself based upon this particular format. Being able to look more deeply into a collective consciousness state and decide exactly, is this something that I want to be involved with? If I'm looking at a UFO community, for example, and I put their name down on the board, okay, I'll just make up a sample name here. Okay, UFO Anonymous, just for a random name. Now, if this was an actual business, and they came up to me and said, well, Brad, we'd really like you to speak pertaining to UFO Anonymous. We'd really like you to share your insights to our group. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scan your group. Is this something that really represents a high excitement in mine? Is this something that I feel is very, very passionate for me to pursue? So I warm up Mr. Palm Chakras again, and I begin scanning. I won't bother writing everything down because that would just take up too much time, but I'm just going to begin scanning. Okay, so what's the positive side? All right, they have a very big following. They have a lot of people there. It's going to be very rewarding to attain a very strong state of financial abundance. I do feel that there's a lot of good intention through the speakers. All right, so that's something that I would jot down pertaining to benefits, pertaining to benefactors of this nature. And now I would scan it. There's not a lot I can share because a lot of it I feel won't get through to people because their formality represents more the technical side of UFOs. Whereas my particular idea would be more on consciousness. I don't feel it would be greatly received. That's something that I'm feeling as a con. I feel that I'm not going to get a lot of speech time to do it. I don't feel I'm able to get my point across because I have a very limited time span. So, these are particular cons that I discovered through that. So, what would my final result be? I would pass. Because what I feel would be important to me would being able to look at consciousness and being able to have the window of time, let's say for example a good 2 hours altogether, and being able to bring forward more receptivity to the people who are organizing this event to get more of an understanding of where I'm coming from. So therefore I would say to UFO Anonymous, thank you so much for the offer, it's so beautiful that you gave this to me, but I'm going to have to pass, and these are my reasons. But I wish you all the best, and I hope you guys have a wonderful seminar conference brought together. That's just my feeling. That's just me. And so I was able to differentiate that through the positive and through the negative, because I literally was able to feel what were the pros, what were the cons, do the pros outweigh the cons, do the cons outweigh the pros, and being able to make a decision saying this path isn't mine to choose from. It's for somebody else. But I appreciate that they're basically going through pre-arrangement to discover an arrangement of someone that represents their own means, what complements their organization, and I do not feel that's me. So there we go. So I've gone ahead and I've played with an organization. I can go ahead and I can play with a person, I can play with a group, I can play with an event, I can play with an opportunity, a career, everything. This is how it works. So we're playing with the energies of decision. So go ahead and give this a try. All you really have to do is just get started. And again, these are your tools. Utilizing your palm chakras and just being very, very mindful, very aware of what you're able to discover in that way. Whatever you feel represents the best way to receive the positive aspect or the negative aspect, or again, the benefactors or the challenges, okay? And just being able to play with this and feel what you do. Maybe there's a time where you feel, well, how do I feel about my job right now? How do I feel about my finances right now? How can I attract finances right now? That's something that I can put down. Bob's level of financial abundance. And I'll start playing with that. What are the pros when I can attract finances? What are the cons? And you're just going through in that particular routine. So this is a very little fun little game, something that we're playing with in regards to the energies of decision. All right, so go ahead, give it a try. If you have more questions pertaining to this particular formula, feel free to drop me an email, info@consciousmatrix.com. Feel free to check out consciousmatrix.com, private sessions, one-on-ones, products, free stuff, all that great stuff. Feel free to check that out. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm Brad Johnson, and I will talk to you again very soon. Take care. Namaste.